The first day at a new school is never easy. 17-year-old Emily Parker stood quietly outside the tall gates of Crest Hill High, gripping the straps of her backpack. A soft breeze brushed her cheeks, carrying with it the faint buzz of teenage voices, slamming lockers, and squeaky sneakers on tiled floors. Her stomach twisted with nerves, but she smiled. This was her chance to start fresh. After all, leaving Chicago behind had been her mom's bold decision. "We need a quieter place," her mother had said, and Emily had agreed, though not without heartache. In her last school, she'd been targeted and broken down until her confidence had nearly vanished. But after a year of Krav Maga classes, therapy, and rebuilding herself, she wasn't that girl anymore. She was ready. And she looked it, too. She wore a soft blue floral top, simple, elegant, and brand new. Her mother had bought it with part of her last paycheck. "You're going to shine today," her mom had whispered that morning. Emily had believed it. But no one told her that high schools in small towns could be just as vicious as the ones in big cities. She made it through her first 2 classes okay, quiet, observant, taking mental notes on who looked kind, who looked cold, and who clearly ruled the social food chain. That's when she first noticed Austin Granger. Blonde, cocky, with a football jacket hanging off his shoulder and a smirk that said he thought he owned the world. He walked like the hallway was his stage. And flanking him were Blake and Tyler, his unofficial goons. Emily had seen that type before, guys who never got told no, who thought teasing girls was flirting, and who laughed louder when no one dared to push back. By 4th period, it had already started. "Hey, new girl," Austin called from behind her locker. "Your top looks like it was made from grandma's curtains." Emily ignored him. At her old school, she would have shrunk into herself. But not anymore. She closed her locker calmly and walked away. "Not even a thank you," he muttered. "Rude." At lunch, Emily sat alone under a tree outside, away from the chaos of the cafeteria. She was halfway through her sandwich when she heard voices approaching, mocking laughter, footsteps crunching on the grass. She looked up and there they were, Austin, Blake, and Tyler. They didn't say anything at first, just stood over her, grinning. "What, you too good to eat with the rest of us?" Tyler said. "I think she's just shy," Blake added. "We should help her come out of her shell." Austin stepped forward and, without warning, grabbed her tray and flipped it onto the ground. The food splattered onto her jeans. Her breath hitched in shock. Then she felt it. A sharp pull at the back of her top, the unmistakable sound of fabric ripping. It was Austin. He had yanked at her shirt and tore a jagged rip down the back, exposing her skin, laughing like it was the funniest thing he'd ever done. Time stopped. Emily stood up slowly, her face red, not from shame, but from rage. Her mind went blank, her body moving with years of practiced muscle memory. She heard nothing except the pounding of her heart and the sound of Austin's smug voice saying, "Ah, it tore already? What a shame." In one swift motion, Emily dropped her bag, spun around on her heel, and launched into a flying elbow strike that caught Austin right in the chest. The sound of impact was sickeningly satisfying. Austin hit the ground hard, coughing and gasping, all the wind knocked out of him. Silence. Everyone nearby had frozen. No one expected the new girl to hit back. No one expected her to hit like that. Emily didn't wait for cheers or questions. She stood over him, eyes blazing. "Touch me again," she said coldly, "and I swear you'll regret it more than this." She picked up her bag and walked away, shoulders straight, head high, and heart pounding with something new, power. That afternoon, she was called into the office. She expected suspension, or worse. But what she got was different. Miss Carter, the school guidance counselor, was waiting for her. "I heard what happened," she said gently. "You okay?" Emily nodded. "He tore my shirt in front of everyone." Ms. Carter sighed. "You know, you're not the first girl Austin has humiliated. But you're the first who fought back." After listening to her side, the principal agreed to investigate. Several students, now emboldened, came forward. And within days, Austin, Blake, and Tyler were suspended for bullying and harassment. But that wasn't all. Emily's story spread across the school like wildfire. She had struck a nerve not just in Austin's ribs, but in the entire toxic culture that let guys like him reign unchallenged. A few days later, Sarah, a quiet girl from chemistry, approached her at lunch. "What you did, it meant something," she said. "Austin used to corner me in the hallway. I thought no one could stop him." Others spoke up too. A school-wide anti-bullying program was launched. Emily was invited to speak, though she declined the stage. She never wanted fame. She just wanted peace. But without realizing it, she'd become a symbol of courage. That evening, Emily sat at home, wearing a stitched-up version of her ripped top. Her mom looked at her with pride. "I heard what happened," she said. "I didn't want to," Emily whispered. "But I couldn't let it go." "You didn't just defend yourself," her mom said. "You defended every girl who didn't know how." And that night, Emily looked in the mirror again. Same girl. Same top. But this time, she didn't whisper, "You got this." She already knew. Moral: when you stand up for yourself, you stand up for others too. Emily didn't just fight back, she sparked change. In a world where silence protects bullies, courage becomes contagious. And sometimes, all it takes is one act of bravery to flip the power dynamic for good.